Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Animaking 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 9 of What If Naruto Was the Demigod of Fire. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Neglected by Kakashi and awaken a Kikigenkai and enjoy that guys. And also guys, look forward for a movie coming over Anime Prince soon guys. If you're new, I indeed have 4 channels which I post what fun every single day: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince. So go ahead, links will be in the description and enjoy those guys. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification because I post every day and it's quite a lot. So without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this? Begin now guys. So the last spot we left off, Sasuke was already powerful from his training with Naruto. That is why, when he came to a fight with him and Gaara, Sasuke demolished Gaara. However, Sasuke did not use a curse mark as he fought against it, and he was dead tired, and Gaara was losing control as Shukaku came out. Sasuke looked up towards a horrendous beast that brought its arm down. However, he was safe by none other than Hellhound, as Naruto Hellhounded threw Sasuke on his back and jumped away before he could get crushed. Sasuke realized that Naruto was here, as he released a sigh of relief knowing that Naruto could handle it now, as he didn't have much energy to really do anything, so he had to watch. Naruto arrived as he faced Shukaku. Shukaku swat Naruto to the sky like he was some sort of fly and sent him crashing to the ground. As Lily arrived on the scene, she was in her spectre form as she asked Naruto if he was giving up. However, Naruto simply smiled at her. This was the challenge that he was looking for, something this big, something this powerful. As Naruto proceeded to let loose, his heat spread over the entire hidden leaf, as everyone could feel the temperature in the air. As Naruto shot upwards, both him and Shukaku started to duke it out, as they were firing attacks at each other, as Naruto was being hit down, but the more he got hit, the more hotter he got. As the heat started to crystallize Shukaku-san, Shukaku got really pissed off. So pissed off in fact that he decided to charge up a Biju bomb. Everyone in the hidden leaf started to panic as they felt the amount of dark, corrupted chakra being gathered. That power would damage the hidden leaf in a great, significant way. As Naruto saw the ball being formed, Naruto decided to gather all the energy that he had as he pulled it together, slowly gathering and gathering and gathering and gathering and gathering until Naruto became like the sun itself. Naruto created a miniature sun as he called his attack Cruel Sun. It was a mixture with the Rasengan and this new attack that he created over the months. The two attacks collided with each other. Granted, Shukaku was still the weakest of all Bijus, but this was quite the feat as Naruto Cruel Sun incinerated Shukaku's attack. As Gaara was blasted out of the destroyed Shukaku, awoken, Shukaku was forced to go back in the seal. Gaara crashed down as Naruto was rather disgusted and angry. Where was the man that he was fighting earlier, the one that was powerful and crazy? And yet now this confused small child was afraid of getting his existence erased. Gaara lost to Sasuke as Naruto said that, but he had to give in to the power. Jinchurikis must only use their power when they were fighting other Jinchurikis. That is how Naruto saw it, as Gaara proved to be rather a big disappointment. As Gaara was taking Naruto words, he asked him how can he be a Jinchuriki like him, but yet he acted this way. As Naruto words were able to do something that no one else was able to do to Gaara, utterly shocked him. So with that, his siblings arrive and they beg Naruto not to do anything, as Orochimaru was the one that tricked them into this. Hearing that he was able to sneak face, Naruto decided to allow them to move because he sensed something as Naruto rushed over to the side. Orochimaru was fleeing along with his group. However, Naruto caused several explosions. In the process, Naruto knocked out Teiwaya as Drobo threw a gigantic boulder. Naruto's body was tremendously weak after his battle with Gaara. However, he was still able to destroy it, but he didn't have the strength to go after them. But he still captured Teiwaya as he had Hellhound Eater. It turns out that Hellhound had a dimension in his mouth. Naruto wasn't sure where this place was actually located, but he realized that he had great control in here. He could materialize things that was not normal in here. And this was a perfect place to torture someone as Naruto trapped her inside. Naruto found out that the third Hokage was dead as Naruto went to his funeral. Naruto promised the old man that he was gonna find the snake face and kill him. As Naruto released a heat wave that completely stopped the rain, shocking everyone. As Naruto has been missing for some time now, as Jiraiya proceeded to come and find him. Arriving there, Naruto told him that he was, interrogating someone, but Jiraiya skipped over that, not really paying much attention to that. As Naruto proceeded to go with Jiraiya as they were gonna find the new Hokage. Teiwaya woke up as she was pretty pissed off, as Naruto told her that she was gonna tell him where the snake face is. But Teiwaya was stubborn as Naruto liked her stubborn attitude. So with that he went with Jiraiya as they proceeded to leave the Hidden Leaf village. As they were given a month to go and try and find Lady Tsunade and bring her back to the village. Upon their journey, several things were happening, such as the Akatsuki making their move as they came to the Hidden Leaf village. As Kakashi noticed that as he sent Asuma and Kunai to slow them down, as these were not members of the Hidden Leaf. So with that they made their way as a battle commenced between them and the Konoha Shinobis. While that was going on, Jiraiya really found out that Naruto had one of Orochimaru's subordinates. At first Jiraiya thought that Naruto was joking, but the kid was not joking. Jiraiya insisted that Naruto hand her over, but Naruto refused. Knowing how stubborn he was, Jiraiya gave him a month, but he told him that he would have to feed her, but after a month he will take over and get the necessary information because he was sure that people like that do not break easily. But Naruto told him that he still wouldn't give him her. But Jiraiya told him that he would force him, as Naruto was looking forward to him forcing him. Naruto then proceeded to visit Teiwaya. As he stepped through the Hellhound's mouth, arriving inside, Naruto told her that she would give him what he wanted, otherwise he would torture her. She told him to try his best even though she was starting to worry. She was alone and defenseless in here, and she couldn't fight off against this person in here. He seemed to be able to control everything, the temperature, everything. And the more time she spent in here, the more worse it was getting. As Naruto brought her food, strangely being nice instead of being torturous. Something was wrong and she knew it. However, she was starving, so she had to eat. She had to eat to survive. As if she did not, she would definitely die. But for now, she would play the game and see what he was trying to do. So with that, both Naruto and Jiraiya continue on their journey, the Akatsuki coming after them after the little incident with the Hidden Leaf. So yeah guys, basically let's left off. You guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other series of the other channels. Yes guys, I indeed have 4 of them which I post for fun every single day for you guys to enjoy. Links will be down below, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. So without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode begin now guys. Teiwaya wanted to scream as she was hot, sweaty and dirty. She had no idea how long she's been in here for. It seems like this place was making it hard for her to tell goddamn time, and it was severely pissing her off. So this is what he meant by torturing her. She has not seen that shithead since he said that he would torture her. Every once in a while, that cave over there opened up and food came in. Nothing but ramen. Even that was driving her crazy, but if she was not gonna die from hunger, she had to eat it. And there was one bottle of water. The ear was parched and dry. Not to mention the shackles on her legs, preventing her from going too far only to get the ramen and return back to where she was. But the most embarrassing thing that she has done in here is go to the toilet. Something that she would make him pay dearly for, as she hadn't had a shower in so long. She was sweaty and dirty, and she was angry, and she wasn't able to talk to anyone. Teiwaya was a person that loved to talk and, well, she was rude and obnoxious. And for her, this could be the worst torture ever. She was locked in here, unable to escape, unable to do anything. As the fear of remaining in here for the rest of her life scared the hell out of her. At one point, she thought about just ending it. But she would not lose to this idiot. She would find a way to get out of here. Yes, she would find a way, because she had to make him pay for what he did. Lord Orochimaru would find a way to rescue her as well. She was one of his top guards, a part of the Zone 4. It wasn't like she was one of those random members. Meanwhile, as Naruto was currently sitting in a hotel room, him and Jiraiya has been on the search for some time now. Naruto wasn't a big fan of torturing people, yes. It might seem the opposite, seeing that he was, well, Naruto, who was destructive and known for causing people pain, but, well, torturing did not bring him any happiness. But he read one time, yes, he did read, one time in a book that the best means of torture was leaving someone alone, isolated. It would slowly drive them mad. Jiraiya said that he would take her from him in a month. Naruto did not believe that Jiraiya could do something like that. After all, he was the only one that can summon Hellhound. So that is what Naruto will give her, a month of silence. He did not visit her once or say anything. Not to mention, he knew that she had to go to the bathroom and those things. That is why Naruto will it, to have a disposal hole. Yes, a hole in the ground. As it was rather indecent and uncomfortable, but, well, she had what he wanted, and that was information. So he would put her through that until she finally break. Not to mention, Naruto was slowly turning up the heat inside to make her sweat even more and giving her less water. Yes, that was a mean of torture. And he would continue to do that until she finally break. He liked her feisty attitude, but it was now getting on his nerves. And he wasn't a big fan of being patient, so he might end up just snapping and hurting her really badly, so that is why he was giving her a month. There was a woman that batted her eyes at the pervert, and the pervert went off with her, leaving Naruto in the hotel. Naruto decided to just go and take a nap. He wondered where the ghost lady was, Lily. He hadn't seen her in some time. As Naruto leaned back, closing his eyes until he heard a knock. Naruto was pretty pissed off, right when he was about to take a nap, as he got up and walked towards the door and opened it. What Naruto saw surprised him, as he saw the Sharingan but not on Sasuke. Immediately, Naruto knew who it was. A grin spread on his face. Itachi had to jump away, as his face was almost blasted off. Kisame stepped forward and brought Samehata down. The bandage of Samehata was quickly burned off as he sliced. Samehata started howling in pain. He was able to slice right through the fire, but this was no ordinary fire. Kisame looked down towards Samehata, who shrank in on itself, howling in pain, as Naruto stepped out of the room. What the hell is going on? Kisame said, confused why Samehata did not completely absorb the jutsu. It barely absorbed the jutsu. Kisame's shoulder even got burned as well. Luckily, Itachi had jumped away, just in time behind Kisame to not get hurt in the slightest. As Naruto laughed, "You think your stupid blade can stop my flames? What even is that?" said Naruto. "Is it some kind of animal?" "This right here, brat, is Samehata. One of the most dangerous and deadly weapons known to man." "Tuh, look like a little rat to me," said Naruto. "How about I fry it? How about I shave you?" said Kisame. As Naruto grinned, a grin seemed to spread on Kisame's face as well. "You got a feisty attitude, brat. I'm gonna enjoy cutting it down." "Well, why don't you try? But before that..." "Hey you," said Naruto. "I have a bone to pick with you." Itachi was surprised. Naruto didn't even know why they were here. "You killed that woman, who was pretty nice to me, and I make sure to mark that day down in my head to know that one day I'll make you pay for it." Kisame turned toward his partner. "What is he talking about?" "I have no idea," Itachi said. "Naruto-kun, do not make this hard on yourself. Come with us." "Come with you? For what?" said Naruto. "It isn't any of your business, just shut up and come with us," said Kisame. "Or don't. I'll enjoy this either way," he smirked. "I'm not going anywhere with anyone," said Naruto. "I'm gonna make you pay for what you did to her." "And who might that be?" "Mikoto," said Naruto. "Mikoto Uchiha." Itachi's eyes briefly widened at that before they returned back normal. What does that have to do with you? As I said, that woman was nice to me. Not to mention, you really screwed up Sasuke after you did what you did. Sasuke? What is the brat talking about? Kisame said. Itachi! As Naruto smirked when he saw him. No better timing, Sasuke. Naruto, Sasuke said, looking over towards him. Here's the plan. You make sure that he pays. I'll be killing this one first and then I'll come to help you. As Kisame laughed. How cocky can this brat get? You believe that he had to brace himself as Naruto's hands smash into Samehata. Despite Samehata's scales stabbing into Naruto's palm, he grinned before he swung his leg. Kisame braced himself as he was blown out of the hotel, a gigantic wall being formed in the process. Naruto proceeded to shoot off as he was in mid-air. He then took in a deep breath before he roared like a dragon. Kisame had to jump and flip away several times as Naruto fire scorched and burned the ground. Naruto landed. Why are you running? He said. I thought you wanted to scale me or whatnot as Naruto rushed forward. Kisame swung at Naruto as Naruto ducked. Kisame's knee came up and slammed into Naruto's nose. Naruto's head was knocked back as Kisame brought his blade across Naruto's chest, tearing right through the fabric of his clothing as blood was sent spraying everywhere. Kisame then turned and slammed a heel in Naruto's chest. The force blew Naruto into a building as he slammed into it. Kisame then rushed forward and slammed Samehata right into Naruto, blowing him through said building as Naruto exit through the back. Kisame stepped through the hole. Sorry to rough you up so bad, but you kind of pissed me off, he said, not to mention Samehata is kind of bloodthirsty right now because of your earlier attack. As Kisame went over to pick up the unconscious child until Naruto started to laugh. Kisame was shocked as Naruto pulled himself up. There were several nasty gashes across his chest that was bleeding really badly. However, smoke started to come from them. As Naruto's grin started to get wider. You really think something like that would have taken me down? I guess you don't know who I am. Now it's my turn, said Naruto as he proceeded to slam his hand together. Kisame had to run. He literally had to turn and run as a gigantic wave of flames, shot from every ounce of Naruto. It was a good thing that no one was in the building that Naruto was blown through or on the street at this location. The moment the two had crashed, everyone scampered away. Because the flame warped through the sky, it burned everything that it touched. Kisame had to rush into the woods nearby. However, Naruto came blazing after him, his whole body encompassed by flames. Kisame covered his fist in water as he turned and slammed a fist in Naruto's face. Blood came out of the redhead's mouth, but Naruto turned back and slammed a fist in his face, jumping as he did so. Kisame brought his knee up as he slammed it under Naruto's chin, until Naruto punched him square in the nose, causing him to stagger back, but Kisame grabbed his leg and proceeded to blast Naruto through two trees. He then lifted Naruto off the ground and kicked him in the sky. He then jumped up in the air and brought Samehata down. Samehata's scales extended to their limits as he slammed viciously in Naruto. But he didn't stop there as he landed quickly. He then proceeded to use Samehata. Samehata bit into Naruto in mid-air and threw him. Naruto crashed through several trees. Kisame flashed through hand sign as he proceeded to send a wave of water. It slammed into Naruto until the water started to boil as Naruto exploded out of it in mid-air. What? Kisame said, shocked. How are you still standing? Because I never fall, said Naruto as he held his arm up. As a tiny red ball started to form, leaking so much smoke into the atmosphere. As Naruto threw it, Kisame had to turn tails and lift off the ground, flashing through hand sign as he did as he brought his hand down. The ground exploded as a massive wave of water came out as the red ball that Naruto threw ignites. A dome of intense heat radiation swallowed the water wave that Kisame had sent. Kisame's left arm was badly burned in the process as he jumped away from the chaos. All the trees in the small forest had been reduced to ash. They now stood on blackened ground as Naruto landed out of the sky. Samihata slowly started to heal Kisame's arm. Good, said Naruto, you can heal. So it won't end this quickly. You're one feisty brat, Kisame said. And what can I say? I love it. As Kisame started to have fun as well. Why don't we continue? As he rushed forward, so did Naruto, but before they could throw any more punches, a gigantic toad appeared. It blocked Kisame and it had two gauntlets on his arms. It then tried to grab him, but Kisame flipped away. It wasn't too long that Itachi arrived on the scene, as he had blood trailing down his face. Itachi did what he did, and that was underestimate Sasuke. Sasuke had been training with Naruto for a long while now, not to mention from his recent addition with Kakashi. Sasuke had gotten ridiculously stronger. He was no match for Itachi because at the moment, he was unconscious. Itachi wasn't able to use his Tsukiyomi on him. Sasuke proved better than not to get caught by Itachi. However, Itachi was still holding back severely because, well, right now Sasuke was simply no match, but Sasuke was able to wound him. A kunai to the cheek that actually cut Itachi, the man of illusions. That just go to show that Sasuke has been developing. He actually pushed Itachi to actually make a few moves that he wouldn't think that he would have to use on Sasuke now. As Sasuke felt his strength growing until Itachi proceeded to slam him into the wall with such force, just the precise amount to knock him out. Jiraiya arrived on the scene as he was carrying the unconscious Sasuke over his shoulder. Kisame, we're leaving. Kisame looked towards Naruto. We'll have to do this again, brat, sometime. Yeah, we have to, said Naruto, but next time, I'll be killing you. I look forward to it, Kisame said. It was fun as he opened his mouth and released a jet of water. Jiraiya brought his hand down and created a mud wall that blocked it. But by the time he dropped it though, the two had vanished off. Jiraiya sighed. You know, whenever I leave you to do something on your own, you always end up in some kind of problem. Hey, they attacked me, said Naruto. Well, I guess this one wasn't your fault. There is something I've been meaning to talk to you about. Dynamic entry! Jiraiya was kicked away as Sasuke fell to the ground. As Guy, eyes widened, realizing that it was not the enemy. He made a mistake. Time skip. Naruto and Jiraiya was once again on the search. Guy had came to return Sasuke back to the village as he believed that Jiraiya was the enemy by mistake. The moment Naruto saw him, Naruto thought of Rock Lee, as he was his sensei. Naruto wanted to fight Guy, but they didn't have time for that. As Guy was surprised by Naruto's quickness to fight him of all person, the taijutsu master of the village. As he promised Naruto that one day they will have a good spar, and Naruto was looking towards it. Naruto also learned that there was a group coming after him. Jiraiya was not surprised the way Naruto reacted, as he basically said that he was going to kill them all. Jiraiya expected that, but at the rate that he was growing, Jiraiya doubted that Naruto wouldn't be able to make that a reality. Sasuke was taken back to the village. Naruto was interested about this woman that they were going after, Tsunade the Sannin. Jiraiya ended up telling Naruto a bit more about Tsunade. Naruto blew up about that. He was really pissed off. He couldn't believe that woman ran away from everything just because she lost a few people. Naruto was severely disappointed that she had the title of a Sannin because she was downright pathetic. Jiraiya had to scold him and told him never to say that in front of her. She would literally punch him to death. However, Jiraiya saw a look in Naruto's eyes that started to worry him. Tsunade was a rather dangerous, violent person in some situations whenever you pissed her off, and Naruto had proven to be even worse. Jiraiya was now worrying the fact that he brought Naruto along, as he could smell a conflict happening. He just hoped that neither of them turned their wrath upon him. However, it seems like luck was on their side. They arrived towards a tavern as Jiraiya was gonna pass it by, but Naruto was hungry, so they stopped. And look who they found. Tsunade. It's been a while. Tsunade looked up, half delirious, as she blinked and squinted her eyes. Jiraiya, she said. Jiraiya sighed as the next few seconds proved to challenge his capability of stopping the conflict that was gonna happen. Naruto climbed up on the table and started to look Tsunade in the face. Tsunade just looked up at the brat in front of her. Shizune wondered who this kid was, as she didn't even have time to greet Master Jiraiya. as Naruto was looking in Tsunade's face. "And who the hell are you?" she said. Slap! Everyone was stunned, shocked, as Naruto slapped Tsunade across the face. Jiraiya's eyes were gaping in shock. Shizune couldn't believe it. Even the whole bar was silent. "I'm disappointed," said Naruto. "Are you really one of the legendary Sanins? Because in my eyes you look nothing like those great warriors. While I hate the snake-faced bastard, he's one that is feared by many and powerful in his own rights. Even the pervert over there. Despite his relaxed attitude, he's gravely powerful, but you disappoint me. And they want you to be the Hokage." Shizune was shocked by that. "Well, I won't stand for it," said Naruto. "I'll be dead before you become the Hokage. And you should know, I will never die," said Naruto. Tsunade was looking at him like he has grown a third head or something, as she tried to process the fact that he had slapped her across the face. "Here you are grieving about deaths that happened a long time ago. Shape up, you pathetic woman," said Naruto. That was the last straw. The bartender's eyes widened as Naruto was punched right through the wall, breaking as he slammed across the street. The force that Tsunade put in her punch was not normal. It wasn't an easy punch. As Naruto was sent sailing, he smashed through the ground several times, smashing and skipping on it before he came to a stop in a desolate part of the city. Naruto lay there on the ground. His nose was crooked and twisted. Few of his teeth spat out as blood was pouring out of his nose and mouth. That is when he felt it, as Naruto looked forward to see the pissed off Sannin coming towards him. "I don't know who the hell you are, brats, but you're gonna pay for that," she said, her tone pissed off. Naruto pulled himself out of the ground, wiping the blood away, which was a lot, as Naruto started to laugh. "So the pathetic woman has a backbone, huh? You think you can fight me? Look at you. You're an old pathetic drunk. I'll pulverize you," he said. Tsunade did not hesitate as she moved forward. Naruto was shocked by her speedy thoughts. Because of her state, she would be slower, but Naruto had to drop himself to the ground as a heel passed over his face. As he felt the ear pressure, he was lucky. Naruto pulled himself back up and threw a fist towards her face. Tsunade tried to catch his fist. She was shocked as she felt her arms tingling by the force. But she grabbed his wrist though. She lifted him off the ground and smashed him right down hard, creating a small crater. She then lifted him up and kicked him away violently. "Lord Jiraiya, shouldn't you stop her? Shizune said in panic, she might mistakenly kill him." "I doubt she will take it that far," she's angry, but she still has self-control. "Well, I hope," said Jiraiya. "And besides, the kid is a lot tougher than he seems. And I think this might help." "What? How can this help?" "You just watch and see," said Jiraiya. "If anything get too much, I'll step in," he said as he moved forward. Tsunade was marching towards down Naruto. "And that is what you get for running your mouth next time. Keep it shut," she said, as she started to walk towards him until Naruto spat at her feet. "You're still pathetic," he said as he picked himself up. "The pervert told me about the ones you lost. Dan and Nawaki. Don't you say their names," she said, as Naruto laughed. "You know, the pervert even told me that they wanted to be Hokage. And now they want you to be Hokage. Tuh, I'm sure wherever they are, they're disgusted by you." I said, "Shut your mouth," she said. "No," said Naruto. "You want to know what I hate the most in this world? It's people that give up. People that don't live up to their full expectation. You woman, you are the granddaughter of the first Hokage, grandniece of the second Hokage, the goddamn first and second Hokage, and yet here you are, drinking your fears away because you lost people. Everyone lost someone," said Naruto, "but you quickly give in to fear and intimidation, running away. Don't you think they would be much happier to see you succeeding where they could not? Yeah, they're dead, but don't you think wherever they are, they would be happy to see that you were able to take the mantle that they could not? The Hokage is a job that only one that is respected should have. I respected the old man. But I don't respect you in the slightest because, in my eyes, you're nothing but a weak, worthless coward. You disrespected their dreams. You disrespected their ambitions, wasting your life away. When you die, do you think they're going to be happy by what you did? They're going to be upset. They're going to be hurt that because of their death, you stopped living and threw yourself into nothing but alcohol. You disappoint me and everyone else, and to think you have this powerful lineage. Well, I refuse to accept you as a Hokage. This will never happen. Tsunade was being hit hard by his words. Everything that he said was like a knife being plunged right into her. And besides, you hit me. And whenever I'm hit, I hit back. Harder, said Naruto as the ground cracked around him. Flame enveloped his entire body as he shot off. Tsunade had to move as Naruto tore through the ground like a missile. He got back up and ran towards her. She tried to block, but each blow caused a burn mark to appear in her arm which sting gravely. She was punched in the guts. However, she stood her ground and grabbed his arm. Tsunade winced out in pain as his flames were getting hotter. She quickly brought him into the ground with such force that it created an earthquake in the town that they were in. She expected him to lie there unconscious, but no, its fist came up to her face. Tsunade tried to block it, but the force chipped her face backwards. As Naruto turned his heel, spinning through the sky, Tsunade ducked under it though, as she proceeded to punch him up in the air. She then leaped and brought her leg down. Her leg slammed into his shoulder as he was sent spiraling. He bounced off the ground 3 times. She watched as his fire went down. However, it exploded even hotter. As I said before, said Naruto as he pounded his chest. Unlike you, I never give up. As Tsunade watched the blood running down his face, and yet his grin seemed to get wider. His heat seemed to intensify even more, so much that there was an aura springing out of Naruto's heat that seemed to have doubled him in size. But it was just a figment. He rushed forward as he swiped at her. Tsunade was shocked as she was sure that he did not touch her, but she was blown away by some unseen force. She skittered as she came to a stop and she realized it was an aura around him. Her fist started to glow with a yellowish aura as the both of them shot forward. Naruto pumped every ounce of his fire aura around him into his fists. The moment the two fists collided, a violent shockwave tore through the entire place. A deep trench, a crater that was so large. Jiraiya and Shizune had to rush towards the edge. Jiraiya started to panic. Maybe this was a bit too much, he thought. Tsunade's fist came punching out of a rock as she pushed the thing off of her. Tsunade got up before she coughed. Looking into her palm, she saw blood as she felt sensations over her body, pain riddling through her as she started to pant. Whatever that was, it was much stronger than she expected. She saw Naruto lying face first. Did she went a bit too far, she thought to herself. As she heard him laughing, Tsunade was baffled as Naruto picked himself up. His legs were trembling, but yet he was still on his feet. As he looked at her, he seemed to be amused. You still disappoint me, but at least you're not as weak as I thought, said Naruto, as he brought his fist up. Come on, I can keep on going. Tuh, you can't fool me, she said. I'm the world's best medic. Your body is total. I bet you can't even move from where you are. As Naruto stepped forward, gritting his teeth as he did so. You're wrong, said Naruto. How many times do I have to say this out of my mouth? It doesn't matter the opponent, it doesn't matter the force I face. I never give up. As Naruto stepped right in front of her, he brought his fist up before he dropped it on her shoulder, but there wasn't any force behind it. You have disappointed your friends, your family, and everyone that know you. Yes, they're gone, but you disappoint their memories, said Naruto. You should think about that while you're on your journey, because there is no way in hell that you're ever gonna be Hokage. I won't allow it. You're just not right for the position. As Naruto turned, he started to walk before he collapsed face first. But Jiraiya caught him though. As the kid was out cold, Tsunade was surprised that he was able to walk for so long. Tsunade was possibly the strongest person physically in the entire world. Her strength could crush mountains. And she have to admit she was not holding back that much with him. Granted, she was not going 100%, but she was not holding back that much. And yet he was able to still walk up to her and speak. Well, I kind of expected you to hold back a bit more, but he surely does love to piss people off. So that's why you're here. To make me take the title as Hokage, said Tsunade. Well, the kid had to go and spill it. But yes, I have been tasked to bring you back to the village. Look, don't blame the kid. Naruto has an ideal that most people don't have. To think. In this world, I don't see any other that could keep on going, even when they're in this bad condition as he is. Earlier, he went up against an S-class criminal, and he ended up fighting you now. I'm sure that he didn't fully recover from fighting Kisame. Wait, you mean Kisame from Kiri? How is that possible, Shizune said. How is he alive? What can I say? He's one tough son of a bitch. Probably one of the toughest I've ever seen. His mentality is never give up no matter what. But he's spent right now and everyone has their limits. But I'm sure he will break that limit of his soon. But Tsunade, we really need to talk. Tsunade was still looking at Naruto, all of his words echoing through her mind. Had she really failed her family and friends? She was the granddaughter of the first Hokage and grandniece of the second. Was she that much of a disappointment? What would Dan and Naoki think of her? All it took was for this little kid to tell her these things, and now, her mind, her heart, everything was conflicted. Time skip. Naruto jumped out of bed. Easy, he heard, as he turned as he saw Jiraiya leaning against the window. She was right. Only a few hours. Most people would be out for at least a week, even with the fox inside of you. You're one tough son of a bitch, you know that, right? Where is that woman, said Naruto. I'm not done fighting her yet. Easy, said Jiraiya. Your fight with Kisame, you were banged up worse than you said you were. I felt fine. You did, but internally. You were not. He hit you pretty hard. Not to mention Tsunade. She was pretty angry and she kind of overdid it. But here you are, back on your feet, in just 7 hours. You're more of a freak of nature than I thought, said Jiraiya. Damn it, said Naruto. What's wrong, Jiraiya said. I fell to that damn woman, said Naruto. It isn't your fault, kid. You went up against two dangerous person and yet you're back on your feet after 7 hours. There is nothing to be ashamed about of that. Well, I am not happy. Now where is she? She is in the town, said Jiraiya. And I've gotten her to reconsider. Thinking of taking a job. Over my dead body. Which will never happen, said Naruto. What, said Jiraiya? As I said, she's not becoming Hokage. Never. But that's the whole reason why we came here. Well, I changed my mind, said Naruto. When you told me what you knew about her, I was already pissed off, but now that I see her drinking away like some waste of space, my disappointment grows so much. Now tell me where she is. Look, kid, said Jiraiya. We came here to bring her back. Like it or not, the village need a leader. Then I'll take over, said Naruto. I'll lead the village into a new prosperity. I'm afraid you're too young for that and inexperienced. They will never choose you. I'll just go talk to the daimyo myself. Jiraiya grabbed Naruto by the shoulder. That's not gonna happen. Knowing you, you might get Konoha blacklisted. From everything and everyone. Now, she's gonna become Hokage, whether you like it or not. So, suck it up. You suck it up, you pervert, said Naruto. That's not what I meant, said Jiraiya. And I don't care. She's not gonna become an Hokage. And how exactly are you gonna stop it, said Jiraiya. I'll find a way. Well, I won't let you. You're gonna have to stop me, said Naruto. By force. And you think I can't do that, said Jiraiya. Yeah, you can. But I'll fight you with my final breath, said Naruto. Huh. You know, I know you're not joking, but still. You're not the one that's gonna pick who's gonna become Hokage. And that's final, said Jiraiya. And you're not gonna fight her again. Because if you do, this time, I'll knock you out myself. And that's a promise. As Jiraiya proceeded to leave the room, once he was gone, Naruto jumped through the window. As he scoured the town, Naruto found Tsunade, as she was sitting on top of a small hill, looking down towards the grass down below. As Naruto smirked as he saw that she was all alone, she seemed to be in deep thought. Naruto walked over towards her as she turned towards him. As Naruto noticed, her eyes were filled with such sadness. His fighting spirit seemed to calm down. You know, I came here to fight. And yet, what's wrong with you, woman? Said Naruto. I'm not in the mood, kid, she said. Why don't you leave me alone? Tuh, said Naruto as he walked and sat down beside her. I said I'm not in the mood. Will you be quiet? Said Naruto. As he looked over the field. Maybe the pervert was right. Besides, you're still stronger than me. I'm not ashamed to say that. However, in due time I'll get stronger. Stronger than anyone else that ever walked this earth. Do you know how many people have walked this earth? Said Tsunade. Yeah, and I don't care, said Naruto. I'm a god. Gods have no limit. And what makes you think that you're a god? I am the god of fire. Don't you forget that, said Naruto. So you just decide that you will be a god, she said. Pretty much, said Naruto. You're one weird, stupid kid, you know that, right? And you're one old woman, you know that, right? Tsunade clenched her fists. Don't start something you can't finish. Well, you can, but still. I'm gonna punch you in the face if you do, said Naruto. You don't have a filter, do you? She said. As Naruto looked away. Hey brat, she said. He turned towards her. I thought you came all this way to convince me to become an Hokage, and yet you don't want me to do that. Well, said Naruto, I was disappointed. And what gives you the right to be disappointed by me? By you, said Naruto. Well, you're not the only thing I was disappointed in. I was disappointed that there was no one else to fill the position of Hokage that I see worthy for it. Wait, you think that you are the one that should tell people if they're worthy or not? Well, I saw how the old man was, said Naruto, so I know what it takes to be a Hokage. You were close to the old man, huh? She said. Yes, said Naruto, he was my friend. And he died. But his death was not a sad thing. He died doing what he did, and that was protecting the village. He's a strong, powerful man who went down swinging, and for that, my respect for him is beyond anything that anyone else can ever get from me. Show no fear and fight until your last breath. He was the perpetrator of those words, said Naruto. He died, and I won't stop until I find that snake bastard, and I'll proceed to rip his head off his shoulders. When I do that, I'll be able to fulfill the promise I made to the old man. Orochimaru, huh? You think that someone like you can kill him? Listen to me, kid, you're powerful. Powerful than any other genin I've ever seen, but let's get this straight. Orochimaru would kill you in a second, if he so pleased. You're not as strong as a Sannin, and don't forget that. And you don't know how strong I am, said Naruto. You think just because you were able to bring me down, that I have some sort of limit. Well, don't count your luck yet. Soon enough, you and the entire world would see what I truly capable of. Once I can reach my peak and break through it. She looked at him. As Naruto got to his feet. Why are you still here, by the way? I thought you'd be off with your business. So you really don't think I'm fit to be Hokage? No, said Naruto. You're a disappointment. Huh. You really have no damn filter, do you? Well, I say what I wish. Now leave me be. I'll go get some food for my prisoner. You were the one that come and found me, you know that, right? And what prisoner? That doesn't concern you, said Naruto as he walked away. Tsunade watched him leave. Every time she talked to this brat, she felt guilty. Like she abandoned everything, which she basically did. She sighed. She told Jiraiya that she would think it over. However, the real reason was, well, she was gonna have a meeting with Orochimaru very soon. Time skip. As Naruto stretched as he opened his eyes, flipping the bedsheet away, Naruto realized there was a woman on the ground. It was that woman that was with the big-breasted one. As Naruto reached down and lifted her by the back of the dress that she was wearing, Shizune's eyes widened as her head bumped into Naruto as she was trying to move quickly. As Naruto grabbed his forehead, "What's with you, woman?" he said. I apologize," she said, "but we have to find Lady Tsunade, quickly." "What?" said Naruto. "What are you doing in my room?" "You do know that we were staying in the same hotel, right? I came in here last night to inform you, but she knocked me out." "Knock you out? What's going on?" "I don't have time to explain, just come." A kunai was thrown as it stopped her from going to the window. As Naruto walked out and looked, "Pervert," he said. "What the hell is she up to?" said Jiraiya. "What's wrong with you?" said Naruto. Time skip. Tsunade stood in front of Orochimaru. "Well then, let's get on with it, shall we?" Naruto's words struck her deep. As much as she didn't want to admit it, that brat was right. And if she had helped Orochimaru here and now, she would be tarnishing her name and even her senses as well, who fought to stop him from destroying the village. Maybe she was a disappointment. Yes, she was one. But it's time for her to make up for it. A kunai was thrown, stopping her though. Kabuto arrived on the scene. "Kabuto, what are you doing?" "I'm afraid that would do you more harm than heal you, my lord." "What?" "Tsunade, what are you doing?" Tsunade looked at the both of them. "I'm gonna make up for the past by ending your life," she said. As Orochimaru chuckled, "How amusing." "Kabuto." "On it, my lord." Time skip. Naruto arrived on the scene. Along with Jiraiya and Shizune quickly got to work, throwing senbons as Kabuto jumped away. Tsunade was on the ground trembling in fear. There was blood all over her. When Naruto had injured her and she had spat out blood, Tsunade had frozen up. However, her hand had closed so tight that she tried not to focus, but now, having her weakness exposed right in front of her, it was gravely damaging. If Naruto would have noticed in the fight, Tsunade made sure to keep away from every ounce of blood that Naruto had released. And when he was bleeding, she had stepped away from him. But he was not worried about that. "What's wrong with her?" said Naruto, as he looked at Tsunade trembling. "Her hemophobia." "What the hell is that?" "She's afraid of blood." "Ah, snake face," said Naruto. "I'm glad that you were able to show up. I thought I would have to hunt you." Naruto held out his hand as Hellhound appeared in the field. The thing growled. Orochimaru chuckled. "Twice now you've able to survive odds that are stacked against you. However, the third time is a charm. You're too much of a threat to let keep on living. That's why I'll kill you here, boy." "I'm surprised," said Naruto, "that you're not asking about your little friend that I kidnapped." Orochimaru raised the eyebrow. Meanwhile, inside of Hellhound, well, not inside it basically, but the dimension that TY was in, where the sound was coming out of. "What's that?" TY rushed towards the cave as she heard her master Orochimaru outside. As she heard Naruto ask if he cared about her, TY's heart dropped, basically sunk, as she heard Orochimaru said that she was a meaningless tool, a pawn, and if she got herself captured, she deserved death. TY knew that Orochimaru was a man that did not care for much, but she was one of his elite guards, and yet he said those things like she didn't even matter. TY sat on the ground. As memories flashed through her mind, the isolation caused her to remember her life before she was taken by Orochimaru. Her life was not a pretty one. It was a reason why she cursed. It was a habit to protect her. She was hurt gravely as a child, used, abused. However, Orochimaru, he made her feel special. But she could clearly see that it was a lie, so that he could control her. As there was no doubt mistaking that voice, she heard them talking outside. Kabuto was there as well. She did not know the others, but she did know that brat that trapped her here. Now she felt like there was no use, no meaning for her to go on living. As she lay there on the ground, not even drinking the water that Naruto had left for her, she decided to drink a sip to quench her thirst because he had been shortening the water. And even though she was dead thirsty, she would not drink it now. What was the point? She was just a pawn in a bigger scheme. A waste, a tool. A part of her always knew that was the case, but hearing it really crushed her. Yes, it crushed her a lot. She was just a useless pawn. Time skip. Kabuto was on the ground unconscious. His right arm was nothing. Naruto had burned it off in their scuffle. There was also a huge burn mark over his right eye. Kabuto was left in a bad condition, as Naruto had tussled with him. However, in the process, Kabuto had slashed Naruto up badly with his scalpels. But the most damage that he did to Naruto was cut his heartstring before Naruto had burned his arm off and burned him across the face. As Naruto lay on the ground, he felt his vision going dark. What's wrong with me? He thought to himself. Am I dying? As Naruto saw his vision getting darker, as he looked up at the sun, the all-consuming bright, pulseless heat wave in the world, the hottest source that ever existed. As Naruto's hand dropped to his side, Hellhound had shredded the snakes that Orochimaru had Kabuto summon, shredded them to nothing at all. Hellhound rushed over towards Naruto and started to check upon his master, who was not moving. As Naruto coughed up blood, Tsunade, who had saw the whole thing, was on her feet. Slowly she walked over as she collapsed on her knees in front of Naruto. Her gigantic breasts blocked the sun in front of him. As Naruto lay there, he was not wearing a shirt, so it was easier for her to work. As Naruto looked at her, as he watched her, his vision was blurry. She was saying something. He barely made out the words, "I'll save you." As he saw, there was tears in her eyes. But she had this fire that he did not see before. This determination. His battle had brought her something that she hadn't had in a long while. A drive to go on. This kid never gave up even when Kabuto showed great power, speed, and strength. Naruto was powerful, yes, but Kabuto was flexible and dangerous. And Naruto was holding his own against him despite Kabuto being a Jonin level ninja. As much as Kakashi. That was the reason why Tsunade was impressed. She saw Naoki and Dan, their spirits driving her on to do good, to do something to help. And now, even as the blood was on her hand, she noticed that Naruto was healing. Naruto was not dying. His vision was getting darker, but he was not dying. Hellhound stood in front of her as he was slowly pulled back in Naruto's palm and returned to Naruto's body. Tsunade felt a strange connection between the two. Whatever that beast was, it seems like it was created by this kid. The connection she could feel through her medical ninjutsu chakra she scanned his body was like it was a part of him somehow. She couldn't explain it, but that was the feeling that she was getting. Also, as Tsunade was working, she felt something dormant inside of Naruto, and it was not the fox. Something far more powerful. Something hot. Such heat that she couldn't even fathom it. It was like the sun itself. Meanwhile, Naruto stood in front of a throne. On said throne, he saw a man. A man's skin was completely red. Naruto's skin was turning red, but his was not as red as that yet. Strange black markings like tattoos. The man had 4 arms. 4 muscular, powerful arms. He was wearing a shirt. He had a strange choker on his neck, a golden one. And the golden bracers are on his 4 arms, just like the one Naruto had on. "Who are you?" said Naruto. The man jumped off his throne, cracking the ground as he did. Stepping forward, he arrived in front of Naruto. He brought out one of his fists. as Naruto looked towards his own and bumped fists with the guy. A grin spread on his face. Fire can never be extinguished, he said. It is an unstoppable force of rage, destruction, and chaos. It burns hotter than anything in existence, and we are fire itself. We are the god of fire. We can never be extinguished, we can never be out, even after death. Our soul is too powerful to extinguish. We are the god of fire, and we shall never fall. As Naruto smirked hearing that, it felt right. The both of them grinned as they said the same thing. We are the god of fire, they said, as their body merged together. In the outside world, Tsunade had just taken a sword to the chest to protect Naruto from Orochimaru. As this time she wasn't holding back as her fists cracked in the Sanin's face. As she got to her feet, from now on, I am the Hokage of the Hidden Leaf, and I'll protect each and every one of them with my dying breath. Orochimaru snarled at this bravery that she just got, and the blood was no longer affecting her. He cursed in his mind. He had to do something. The leaf would prosper if she was to return like this. He couldn't allow it, he had to kill at least one of them. That was when Tsunade felt something grab her hand. She looked down shocked. How was this possible? As Naruto pulled himself up, no, she said, you just... As Naruto grinned at her. I'm alright, he said. I told you before. I cannot die. My heat can never be extinguished. Nothing can cool it down. I am the rage. I am the inferno. I'm the god of fire, said Naruto. Tsunade noticed that there was something different about him, and she couldn't put her finger on it. Jiraiya landed beside them. Are you guys okay? He asked. As Naruto stepped forward, wait, said Jiraiya. As Naruto simply smirked before he held out his hand. Everyone watched as Naruto's hand started to glow. A snake had swallowed Kabuto and quickly moved off with him to get him off the battlefield. Orochimaru watched. You think you stand a chance against me, boy, he said. As Naruto smirked. Hell yeah, he said. Because you see, you damn, disgusting, overgrown reptile, said Naruto. I am a god, and you are nothing but a bush snake, which I will turn into ashes. Naruto held his hand out. Orochimaru had to move quickly, fastest as he ever moved in his entire life. As Naruto brought his hand down, the force that was released. As Tsunade and Jiraiya realized what Naruto did, he sucked all the flame inside. That is why they felt no heat, usually. There was a bunch of heat when they fought. However, this time there was no heat at all. He then released it, and it caused an explosion that rocked the entire surroundings. The two Sanins were blown off their feet. Once they were able to get up, a trench that was quarter the size of Konoha could be seen. The entire landscape had been reduced to nothing, torn and ripped apart. Tsunade's eyes widened in shock. Was something like this possible, she thought to herself. He was just a child. As Naruto turned towards her, a grin on his face. However, he pushed himself a bit too much. With his heart being attacked by Kabuto and, not to mention, releasing that amount of power, he fell. However, she moved forward and caught him, right in her arms. As he mumbled something, I deem you worthy, he said, before he proceeded to pass out. Naruto saw the look that he was looking for in her eyes. That determination, that drive to never give up, to wrong her rights. Tsunade didn't know why, but it brought a smile to her face. Time skip. Kabuto was strapped down on a table as Orochimaru was trying his best to keep Kabuto alive. Naruto flames had burned Kabuto on the inside, burning out his coils, as it was a 50-50% chance that Kabuto would die. Even if he recovered, he would never be the same again. Orochimaru was surprised that Naruto was able to keep up with someone like Kabuto. The kid was now a Jonin level ninja already, and he was still a child. Time skip. Naruto woke up. The first thing he saw was the big boobs in his face. And he had to say this wasn't a bad scene to wake up to. Naruto reached up and poked it. He was slapped across the face. "Hey," said Naruto. "Don't hate me, mister." "Well, don't put your big boobies in front of my face, otherwise I'll poke them," said Naruto. "And I'll punch you," she said. "Tch, as if I care," said Naruto. "I'll simply punch you back." "Really now? Would you punch your own Hokage?" "Huh, and who tell you that you're gonna be Hokage?" said Naruto. "I decided I would," she said. "And besides, I thought you said I was worthy." "You heard that, huh?" said Naruto. "What changed your mind?" she asked. "You have it," said Naruto. "Have what?" "The drive. The determination that I was looking for." "I guess you can be Hokage until I decide to take over." "Wait, you want to become Hokage as well?" "Of course," said Naruto. "To be worshipped and feared by all. I'll be the leader of the Hidden Leaf and make it beyond anything that any other village is." "Why does it sound like you want to be a dictator?" she said. "Tuh, that's what the old man said." "Oh shit," said Naruto, as he summoned Hellhound. "You know, I was gonna ask, but what the hell is that?" she said. "No time to talk, my prisoner." "Your prisoner?" Tsunade watches Hellhound open his mouth wide. Jiraiya stepped in the room. "What the hell are you doing, brat?" said Tsunade. However, Naruto was swallowed. Tsunade looked towards Jiraiya, who seemed calm. "What the hell is going on?" she said. "Well, about that." Meanwhile, Naruto arrived. As he stepped through the cave. "Tuh, kinda forgot about you. Are you dead?" Naruto asked. Teiwai was just looking up at the heavens. That was red and misty. "You did it on purpose, didn't you?" she said. "Allow me to hear what was going on outside." "Yes," said Naruto. "Why?" "I wanted you to hear what he really thought of you. How worthless you were to him." "You did it," she said. "You broke my spirit." "Go ahead. End me," she said. "There's nothing more for me to live for." "There's nothing in this world for me." Thought I was a good bodyguard, but I guess I was wrong. I was just a means to an end." "I told you that like a million times," said Naruto. "It's different coming from you, shithead." "I thought that he cared about you." "Well, you were wrong." "Screw you," she said. As Naruto walked over, he picked her up by the shirt. "Man, you're sweaty," he said. As she glared at him. "Listen to me," said Naruto as he looked her in her eyes. "You're gonna work for me now." "I'm gonna what?" "Yes. Just like how you're loyal to the snake, you're gonna be loyal to me. I'm gonna take you out of here." "Really?" she said. "What makes you think I won't betray you?" "Well, it's easy," said Naruto. "You realize that he's been using you this entire time. If you decide to go back to him after all of this, I'll simply kill you. But I need that from you. That loyalty. And why the hell would I be loyal to a shithead like you? Because I won't treat you like he did. Granted, you'll have to be much stronger to properly say that you're my subordinate," said Naruto. "But we can work on that. You've treated me horribly before. How long I've been in here, do you really think I'll work for you? What makes you think I'll just won't kill you right away?" "Because you have nowhere else to go," said Naruto, "other than just going out in the world. And with a girl like you out there all alone, it wouldn't be long before you're captured or, well, taken as someone's slave. And trust me, being someone's slave and my apprentice, well, which one's worse?" "Your apprentice," she said. "Nice joke," said Naruto. "So, ready to get washed up? I'm sure you're hungering for a nice shower right now. Some lovely rushing cold water that will just refresh you," said Naruto. "How about it?" "Screw you. All of this is because of you. You think I'll be happy just because you're gonna bring me out? Yes. I think you're gonna be indebted to me. After all, I am rescuing you from hell." "You put me in hell, asshole." "I know," said Naruto. "Now come on," said Naruto as he started to pull her along. "You're gonna regret this." "I might," said Naruto. "But this might turn out to be something wonderful as well." As Naruto pulled her through, Teiwaya was too tired to fight back as Naruto brought her back in the real world. But guys, to be inspo right here. For the next person do, Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm over now. See you guys soon. Peace.